if this is, if you are a veteran, why, thank you so much. If you have veterans in your family like we do, I've got my dad was in the Navy, and
Yep, so was my dad. He was in the Navy as well.
Yeah, I wonder if they hung out together. I don't know. You know what? I don't know. He died really early, so I don't have a lot of details about his service. My dad died in the 80s. So it's been a while. Then my mom remarried a man who also served our country. He actually lied to get in because he wanted in so badly. He said he was, I think he was 15, and he said he was 16. Whatever the age was, he lied about it so he could get in. Nobody checked.
Seriously, yeah. Isn't that crazy, though? Isn't that a crazy thought that they didn't check,
Nobody checked. No.
I know. And my grandfather did the same thing. He was my father's father. He was on the orphan train, actually. Do you remember me telling you about that? Oh, yeah.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, we can do we should do a whole segment on the orphan train. It was a crazy idea and not good, in a not very bad way. But yeah, he was adopted by a Nebraskan family, and they basically they adopted him for slave labor, which is what they did with these people, a lot of them, not all of them. And they were terrible to him. He ran away from home, and he joined the service at, I think, 15 years old. He did the same thing.
Wow.
He lied about his age. Mm-hmm.
Now, what year do you think that was?
Well, gosh, Dad was born in 26, so he had to be born in 1900, right?
Yeah. Wow.
Early 1900s. Yeah.
Wow. They were a lot. I mean, well, they needed them, so whatever. We'll take you.
So whatever, we'll take you. We'll take you. Yeah, so yeah, that was a crazy time.
Crazy, yeah, for sure. But a big shout out and a thank you to all the veterans. I think Mark has been going through, and as well as, I think Sonar and I think Dean went to a program this morning. There's been a lot of area programs for veterans out there.
Oh,
nice. We want to thank everybody for their service and totally acknowledge what you've given up for us. We appreciate it.
Yeah,
we appreciate it. Yeah. Now you don't. I mean, I don't know. We'll see what
there was. What I just heard on the news today, actually, one of the morning shows, they had a guy, the developer of Craigslist, remember Craigslist?
Yeah.
The developer of Craigslist is giving $100 million to veterans, to Veteran Association.
Doing what? For what? What's he going to do?
He's just giving $100 million to the vets and to wounded warriors.
I support Wounded Warriors for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good for him. Yeah. You don't hear much about Craigslist anymore.
No, you really don't. Ever since the Craigslist killer. Remember that? That's not funny.
No, that was a while ago, man.
It was a long time ago. I don't know what that was when was that? In the 80s?
Oh gosh, I don't know. A long time ago. What I think they've replaced Craigslist with is Marketplace on Facebook. I think people are using that now instead.
Yeah, but he was one of the original, that type of, trading and stuff and selling. He was original.
That's there are a lot of places are doing free things for veterans. 52 Veterans Day food deals. Let me tell you a little bit about some of the free stuff you can get if you're a veteran today.
Nice.
If you're a veteran. Let's see. On Veterans Day, Applebee's, they're offering a free meal to veterans, active duty military members, reserves, and National Guard members. They can choose from meals on the Veterans Day menu while dining in. Additionally, veterans can get $5 bounce back card while dining in on Applebee's on November 11th.
Nice.
This coupon is valid on dine-in, to-go, or delivery. And there's a 3-week window that they can use it. There's also Buffalo Wild Wings. They have active and retired armed service members who show a valid ID can get 10 free boneless wings and fries on Veterans Day at Buffalo Wild Wings. So this offer is valid for dine-in and walk-in counter orders placed at Buffalo Wild Wings. Additionally, the chain is offering a 15% discount all year long for veterans, which is a nice bonus there for you. I don't know. Do you know about these things? Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't, but you've got all year long. Sonar, did you know you get 15% off of Buffalo Wild Wings all year long? By the way,
there's a lot of places that are really good to veterans all year long. I mean, I know we eat good on this Monday, but we really appreciate everybody. Like Dean and I had said earlier today, is we appreciate those people that appreciate us throughout the year too.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, Nancy, can you hear everybody?
I couldn't, but I can now, right now.
Okay.
I can.
I just got a text that said you couldn't hear. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Sonar. I appreciate that. And by the way, thank you to Sonar for his service as well. You did a little Navy time yourself, didn't you?
That's it. The Navy. It was a good time. I appreciated everything.
Oh, that's neat. Awesome. Yeah, a lot of people in Navy. My grandpa Lump, Beans' husband, my father-in-law.
Yeah, right.
He was in the Navy too, and my dad, and Sonar, and
Yeah, a lot of people in the Navy. Navy was the cool place. The cool kids went into the Navy.
Not to minimize the other services.
No, not at all. Not at all.
No.
It happens to be what we've got hanging around us mostly, though. Let's see. I'm going to go through my list and let you know where else you can get food, Sonar. Buffalo Wild Wings has a 15% off discount all year long. And then California Pizza Kitchen. Today, veterans and active duty service members can get free entrees and drinks. And there's a fixed menu when dining at a company-owned California Pizza Kitchen. You can get that menu on today. And then some groups can also buy one, get one free coupons for pizzas, pastas, and things like that. And that runs November 12th through the 25th. So you got a couple weeks to use all those at California Pizza Kitchen. Do we have a Carrabba's Italian Grill? They are having a Veterans Day. I don't know where one is around us. Cheddar's Scratch Kitchen is also offering veterans and active military members a free appetizer today. Chili's has veterans and active military personnel will get a free entree while dining in at Chili's. Let's see, Old Timer with cheese and fries. You can get a chicken bacon ranch quesadilla, the 3-count chicken crisper, chili or soup, and a side salad, all at Chili's. Cracker Barrel, love me a Cracker Barrel. You can today they're offering veterans and active duty service members who dine in a free sunrise pancake special. Dave and Buster's is also, let's see, Dave and Buster's is also giving veterans and active military members a free entree up to $20 plus $10 power card. So you can go play some games on November 11th. That's all year long. These same groups can save 15% off of all food and drink purchases there at Dave & Buster's. Wow, you get a lot. You do have a lot of options year round. I didn't realize veterans get all these options year round. That's great. Denny's, they have active and retired military personnel. They get a free original Grand Slam breakfast today at participating Denny's locations. And then dine-in offer is available between 5 a.m. and noon on November 11th, so that bad boy's over. Dunkin' Donuts, active and retired military members can get one free donut in-store at Dunkin' and on Veterans Day while supplies last. Well, I think those donuts last forever, don't you? I think they always have some over at Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
They can have some. They can get one of those whenever they want. Firehouse Subs today, veterans and active duty military members can score a free combo. That's a medium sub, a drink, and chips or a cookie at Firehouse Subs. Fogo de Chao, if you like your meat hunks.
Well,
Fogo de Chao is just chunks of meat, man.
Okay.
Veterans can get chunks of meat at Fogo de Chao. They're giving service members 50% off their full experience and 10% off of three of their guests on November 11th. And then gourmetgiftbaskets.com. Now through November 30, veterans can go to gourmetgiftbaskets.com, and they're offering 25% off gifts using the code VETTODAY. Let's see, what else? Hard Rock Cafe. They have active and military service members. They can get free legendary burgers at the Hard Rock Cafe on November 11th. IHOP, you know IHOP, right? Everybody knows IHOP. November 11th today, between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m., all the IHOP locations nationwide will offer veterans and active duty military members a free red, white, and blue pancake combo. Wow, that's fancy. Johnny Rockets. We like Johnny Rockets. That's like a 50s diner kind of thing. Veterans and active military members can stop by Johnny Rockets on November 11th to get a free single burger when they buy any drink or shake while dining at any participating locations. To score the offer, simply wear a military uniform or show your ID. Kona Grill is also offering 50% off food to all military and active duty members. Legal Seafood, veterans and active military members can get a free bowl of chowder while dining at Legal Seafoods on Veterans Day. Little Caesars has some pizza. Veterans and active duty military members can get free hot and ready lunch combos at participating Little Caesar locations. Now, this is between 11 and 2 p.m., so I think we just missed that little window. Longhorn Steakhouse.
I like that.
Yeah, I like Longhorn, too. You're not a veteran, though, young lady.
I know.
November, you can go with one, though. You can take Sonar out. November 10th and 11th.
If I lived up there.
What's that?
If I lived up there.
Oh, right. It'd be a big flight. Let's see. Active duty members can get 10% off their meal plus a free appetizer or dessert at Longhorn Steakhouse while dining in or placing a call in order there. And then Mod Pizza. I've seen a couple of those around here. I think there's one out at Woodfield. Veterans have active military members and their spouses can get a free mega cookie when they show a military ID with the purchase of a mod-sized pizza, salad, or a mod pizza. Let's see, Olive Garden.
I like mod pizza too. I love mod pizza, but you know what? They're closing down here.
Is that right?
A couple of them that open, they closed.
Opened up here. I haven't seen a lot of them, but I think they just put one up at Woodfield not that long ago.
Oh, Tammy, you need to eat. You need to try their ding dong.
They have a ding dong?
They have a dessert that's just like a ding dong. It's chocolate velvety cake with white cream in the center, surrounded by delicious chocolateness. Hard chocolate.
Oh, that's not the mega cookie, is it? That they're giving away?
No, it is. It's a cake. It's amazing, and they're like homemade. They're just. I can't even tell you how good they are.
I'm gonna have to find me one of those real quick now.
You have to.
Mm-hmm. You know what I saw? I couldn't believe I was seeing this in the I think it was like a convenience store or something. I had to run in and grab something, and all the Hostess stuff. They have chocolate Twinkies. Have you seen those?
Chocolate Twinkies?
Chocolate Twinkies. Yes. I'm like,
no.
Yes,
wow.
Chocolate Twinkies. I didn't even know they had Twinkies anymore. Now they have chocolate Twinkies.
Yeah, but this chocolate is the one in Mod Kitchen is very
it's got to be better than the Hostess.
Cocoa, cocoa based. You know, not waxy, but that good rich chocolate. Yummy.
Yeah. Really? I'm going to have to look for that. I am definitely going to have to get me one of those.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. What other veteran? We have Olive Garden. I told you about that. Did I tell you about Olive Garden?
I don't remember.
Let's see. They're giving military members.
So many. I can't believe how many.
There is. That's what I'm saying. They
no idea.
get a free entree from a special menu that includes popular items like chicken parmigiana and fettuccine alfredo. So they have a menu for you at Olive Garden. If you want to go grab one of those, all the veterans out there. I hope you're going to go out to dinner tonight, Sonar. We've got lots of places for you. Omaha Steaks is running a deal for $90 on its Veteran Day custom package. It's $89.95, but I threw in that extra nickel to be tricky. So if you want some steaks on, you're a veteran, go for it. On the Border, Mexican Grill and Cantina is giving away active military and veterans who dine in a free Create Your Own Choose To combo meal on November 11th. Outback Steakhouse, in honor of Veterans Day. Outback is giving active and retired military members and their spouses a free Bloomin' Onion and bevy, I'm assuming that's a beverage, when they dine in and buy an adult entree. Perkins American Food Company is offering a trio meal. Perry's Steakhouse and Grill, that's a pricey one. Perry's Steakhouse and Grill has 3 offers for customers who show proof of military ID on November 11th. You can either get a free dinner cut pork chop when your guest buys a dinner entree. You can get half off a dinner cut pork chop for veterans who dine solo or with other veterans. Or you can get the military menu will be available for extended hours from 4 p.m. until close. So that's at Perry's Steakhouse and Grill. That's a pricey one, so that might be a good one to try. Qdoba, which is Mexican, veterans and active duty military members can save 50% off a full-size entree in a restaurant at participating Qdoba locations on November 11th. Red Robin. Now, this is one of my daughters. I don't know. It's so wacky. This is one of my daughter's favorites, Red Robin. Wacky. It's like a diner, but she says they have really big portions, which is what her boyfriend is all about. Active military members and veterans who show proof of service can go to Red Robin on Veterans Day and get a free Red's Big Tavern burger served with bottomless sides. This offer is only valid for dine-in at participating Red Robin locations. There's one right down the street in out at the Arboretum out there, right by the Arboretum across the street in South Barrington. Smoothie King. Participating Smoothie King locations are offering veterans and active military personnel a free 20-ounce red, white, or blue smoothie when they present their military ID. The offer is only available in-store and includes the following varieties: strawberry, slim and trim vanilla, and blueberry heaven. Sonic Drive-Ins on November 11th. Customers can enjoy half-price shakes, any size, any flavor, including classic and master shakes. Starbucks, we all know where those are. Participating Starbucks locations are offering veterans, service members, and military spouses a free 12-ounce brewed coffee, hot or iced, on Veterans Day. Taco John's is giving veterans who are loyalty members in their app a free combo, small crispy beef taco combo today. Wendy's, we all know Wendy's, participating Wendy's locations are giving veterans and active military members a free breakfast combo during breakfast hours. I think we missed that one. Sorry, guys. Whataburger, I don't think they have Whataburgers around the Chicago area.
We do.
Veterans get a free 16-ounce hot or cold coffee when they show up in uniform or they have an ID. White Castle, we got plenty of those. White Castle is giving veterans and active duty military members who show their ID free individual combo meal or a breakfast combo meal. And then the Yard House, they have some great food there. They're offering veterans and active military members a free appetizer on Veterans Day. Go take advantage of that. And Yogurtland is a 15% off in-store purchase at participating Yogurtland locations today on Veterans Day. So lots and lots and lots of things to offer for veterans out there. In addition to all of our appreciation, we that's endless.
Yeah.
Like that's endless. But it's nice to know that they offer things on other days as well, like year round. So take care of those veterans year round.
That's great. Definitely.
Right. So, listen, we're going to do, during the break, I am going to feverishly try to fix my Zoom so that we can get back up and running on that one on my Zoom time. Later on in the show, we're going to do our historic songs of the day today. The big year, you know what the year is this year, Nancy, for our historic song of the day?
No.
1978. That was a very good year. Yeah.
It was a good year, yeah.
I remember some of that stuff. Well, we got a couple of things for you from 1978 coming your way. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the holidays. Once Halloween. Once Halloween is over, there's a theory that the Christmas season has begun. The day it's over.
There's a big theory. Yeah, we see it.
It is. I mean, they had Christmas commercials on TV before Halloween hit, and the second Halloween hits, all the Christmas stuff is out and out. Now, the question is asked, can you put decorations outside your house before Thanksgiving? Because usually Thanksgiving's the big day, right? After Thanksgiving, then you can take out the Christmas decorations. I don't know. People are changing their thought on that. Some people are saying it's the whole season. Like it's a season from Halloween until Christmas, and Thanksgiving is just a day in there. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you have to appreciate each holiday. So I think Thanksgiving's important too. So, I don't know. Kind of don't want to glaze over that, right?
Right. No, you don't want
to.
What do you think? I don't want to gloss
because
my theory is it starts after Christmas season starts after Thanksgiving. I'm not putting Christmas stuff up now.
Yeah,
it's the holidays, but
it is.
It's the holidays now, but it's
I think you get tired. Would you get tired of those decorations for that long?
Yeah, probably would. We're going to be right back after this break. We'll be right back. Stick around.
This is WRMN News.
Hello, I'm Dennis Green. Today we pause to honor those who served. Veterans Day is about more than remembrance. It's a tribute to the brave men and women who stood for freedom, resilience, and sacrifice. To every veteran, thank you. Thank you for your courage, for protecting what we hold dear, and for the commitment you've shown in the name of service. Today and every day, we are grateful. This is WRMN, saluting our veterans, honoring their service, and keeping their legacy alive. To all who serve, we thank you. The nation's second largest store chain has agreed to pay $1 million to settle a proposed class action lawsuit over claims of overcharging for certain prescriptions. News Nation's Bob Kessler has more.
The suit was filed in 2017 by a group of individuals and unions and says Walgreens wrongly required insured customers to pay more for drugs than members of its prescription savings club. Plaintiffs said club members paid customary prices, while those paid by insurers were higher, and that meant higher copays and deductibles for insured patients.
As part of the settlement, Walgreens admitted to no liability, and a company spokesman says the claims never had any merit. For WRMN News, I'm Dennis Green.
Rain is expected Wednesday. Temperatures in the 50s for the Chicago area. Monday will be windy with gusts as high as 25 miles per hour, and temperatures will fall after a cold front in the afternoon, the Weather Service has said. WRMN News, produced in Studio 14 by the River Media Network.
Imagine planting, tending, and raising your crops all season long, only to discover a micronutrient deficiency is robbing your yield potential. Once you spot signs of nutrient deficiencies, it can be difficult to bounce back. Get ahead of manganese, boron, and copper deficiencies with Moxon from CHS. Designed with a patented Levisol chelate, Moxon increases nutrient availability and provides your crops with the nutrition they need. Ask your local CHS retailer about the power of Moxon.
We are Lions International, the world's largest service organization. We are volunteers committed to strengthening our communities and supporting those in need, one act of kindness at a time. For more than a century, Lions have been serving a world in need, right here in our community and around the world. Lions International makes the impossible possible. This is your invitation to join us, because the only thing missing from our mission to make a difference is you. Visit lionsclub.org to find a local Lions Club near you.
As the Elgin Police Department continues to participate in the Distracted Driving campaign, they wanted to share some tips from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration website regarding safe driving. If you are expecting a text or need to send one, pull over and park your car in a safe location. Once you are safely off the road and parked, it's safe to text. Designate your passenger as your designated texter. Allow them to access your phone to respond to calls or messages. Do not engage in social media scrolling or messaging while driving. Are you struggling not to text and drive? Activate your phone's Do Not Disturb feature or put your cell phone in the trunk, the glove box, or the back seat of your vehicle until you arrive at your destination. Remember, the Elgin Police are conducting directed patrols to enforce distracted driving violations. Just drive and stay safe. A message from our friends at the Elgin Police Department and your friends here at WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
Hello, welcome to Talk Time with, look what we got here. Can you see me?
Yeah,
I can. I haven't, Sonar, I'm still working on trying to get it. I'm on my phone because I can't get it on the computer. We have to work on that. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm happy I got this far. If you're joining us and this is Talk Time with Tammy and friends, and we're having some technical difficulties here. So I am busting my hump to try and fix these things. And we will, let's see, I'm just looking to see. There we go. Okay, we can see, at least I can see what's going on, huh? How about
That's
them?
Good.
Yeah, so if you want to join us and you haven't joined us on, you can go to YouTube/@WRMN Radio and you'll find us there as well. I'm just going to set that right there.
Yeah, I was going to say, you could just, if you have a little tripod thing or something.
I do have, I have a little bit of a tripod thing, not really a tripod thing, but, I've got as close as I'm going to get. This is good. This is part of the way done. So I'm happy.
It's still, yeah, I can see you.
And you can see me. And so can our friends on, whoever would like to watch us on YouTube. Nancy and I know it's so much better when I've got you guys on visual, when I can see you guys.
Yeah, I know.
It helps.
No, definitely it helps.
It helps with just all the way around. It helps with everything. So, we're working it, man. So what had happened was, I came down to Nashville and forgot my computer, and I was going to borrow one because I've got, and that didn't work out. We couldn't get that set up. So I just went and got a new one that I'm just going to keep down here, but it doesn't have the sign-in stuff for the meetings that we use to get, to get on
Yeah.
Yeah, it won't let me on anything, and it's kind of, new computers, and I literally picked it up this morning, so still trying to get the kinks all worked out. So it looks like you guys are having great weather up there. It's 55 degrees.
It's beautiful.
Dallas is doing well too. Elgin's got 55 degrees today. Partly cloudy and a high near 55, winds at 10 to 20 mile an hour. So it'll be a little bit windy today. That sun is setting at 4:34 today. Unfortunately, hate to be the guy to tell you.
4:34?
Right. 4:34.
Wow, that's crazy.
I know it, don't I?
It's like an hour later here for some reason. Is that always that way?
No, no, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't think you guys. I think you guys, your sun sets later than ours.
That's what I said. That's what I was asking you.
Always.
So
I think always. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it must always just. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Well, I'm keeping an eye on it. I'll tell you that. Here, I'm going to put this over here so I can see.
Well, you keep an eye on it.
I am. I'm going to keep an eye on that. Let's see. Oh, wait. Maybe I'm pressing some buttons. I'm trying to set my phone down so I can use my fingers. All right. Let's see. We've got tomorrow, Tuesday, in the Elgin area, high of 48 degrees, sun and a few passing clouds. And then on Tuesday night, it's going to be mostly clear skies in the evening and then becoming cloudy overnight. The low is going to be 37 degrees. Kind of cold in their parts. Wednesday, cloudy with occasional showers for the afternoon and a high of 52 degrees. And then Wednesday night, early rain, then remaining cloudy with showers late. That low is 46 degrees, and that chance of rain is 90% on Wednesday night. So think about that when you've got plans. Day jerkers have band practice. They're going to have wet band practice that night. 52 on Thursday, the 14th, an overcast sky and winds 10 to 15 miles an hour. And then Thursday night, it's going down to 39 degrees. A few clouds from time to time. Friday, we've got a high of 55 and partly cloudy skies. And Friday night's going to be 39 degrees, partly cloudy skies still. What do we have? Saturday, considerable cloudiness Saturday, 56 degrees. And then Saturday night, cloudy and a low near 45. Sunday, you're going to get 57 degrees with cloudy skies. And then Sunday night, showers early, becoming less numerous later. Chance of rain is 50% on Sunday night. Looks like it's a soggy forecast is what it looks like. It looks like Elgin forecast has changed to a lot of days of rain or the possibility of rain, lots of it happening out there. So that's what you've got to look forward to. Doesn't sound quite so bad. It sounds like fall weather, which is what we're getting down here in Nashville. You guys are getting some fall weather in Dallas. Mary's getting it out there in Arizona. Got the little fall weather coming their way. I guess. Yeah. I guess it's fall.
Yeah, I guess it's fall.
I guess that's what happens in fall, y'all. It's all right. Okay. But I think it's good. It's a good transition. We got rain down here for the first time in a very long time, so it's been a little squishy out there, but that's okay. It's supposed to stop raining, and we get nothing but sunshine for the next week. I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
And so tell me about News Nation. Sonar, you got something good hanging around for us on a News Nation clip today?
Yeah, we've got a couple things over here. Just want to run down the chat real quick. Wendy says hi, and the Dutchman comes in and says, Happy Veterans Day to you all out there, and thank you all for your service. He also comes in and says, wrong that it started in August in the stores at Lowe's, was out in August for Christmas.
Oh, good.
Oh, wow.
He says, I get burned out of Christmas songs when it starts in August by Thanksgiving. I'm burned out for too much holiday stuff.
Well, I don't blame you. Now, see, I'm not in the Home Depot Lowe's things, but August is a little early for Christmas, don't you think?
It's crazy, actually. Come on, guys.
Some sort of law against that one.
There should be.
I mean, it's just etiquette. Don't put out Christmas stuff in August. There's something
right
like that. It damages your psyche, don't you think?
It does. It does. It's a problem. It's a big problem.
It is. It is. So we feel your pain.
Yeah.
And hi to Wendy, my donut lady. Thank you, Wendy, again for my lovely donuts. They were so good. Love it, love it.
Mark also comes in and says the longer hours flip. We get more summer daylight and the South gets more winter daylight.
Yeah.
Ah, is that true? Oh, that's interesting. Thank you for that comment. I didn't know that.
But I guess we could do a segment on that.
Well, I don't think we need to now.
Longer. Becky wants to do a perpetual sunset where you chase the sunset. You just keep going to the next town and watch the sunset, and then the next town, all the way around the world. I think
okay.
I'm in on that. You're shaking your head like that's
no, I'm not in on that. I mean, that doesn't. Could you even really do that, Beck? Could you do that? I don't think you could actually do that.
Right, I'll give it a whirl.
Unless you had you had to be on the magic bullet, where you went so fast. How do you do that?
Isn't the magic bullet? I think I just bought a magic bullet? Isn't that like
you might have? I think I got that from a juicer or something. I don't know.
Blender, yeah.
I think I used to have one. Actually.
I just picked up one for my husband for Christmas. Don't tell him. Shh, our secret.
Okay. Oh, okay.
You'll never know.
Yeah. That's funny though. So let's say the sun is an hour later here, but how would you get from Illinois to here in an hour?
You would only be able to do that in a plane.
Well, a very fast plane.
No, but have you ever heard of that, Sonar, where perpetual sunset, where you follow the curves and watch the sunset all the way around the earth?
Yeah, the higher north you go, might be able to do that. But as you get closer to the equator, you're going to have to be traveling like 1,000 miles an hour to keep up with that. Yeah, because of the way that the earth spins at like 900 and something miles per hour. So you would have to keep up
Sonar.
with that.
Look at you knowing all those facts.
I think we should.
Oh my goodness.
I think this is a great retirement trip we should set up. We should have like a travel agency work on putting together a nice perpetual sunset tour. And then I don't know, how long would it take?
You might be able to do it in Canada, but you would have to be moving the entire time.
Yeah, well, you're on a plane the whole time, right?
You could do it at like, I don't know, in the 40s or so with the latitude, you're maybe traveling, 600, 700 miles an hour, somewhere around there. But you'd have to go a lot more higher north to squeeze in those things.
All right. Okay, we're going to work on that. We're going to work. We're going to work on that. I'll put Becky on that one. She'll start.
All right. When you get that perfected, I will join you. I will be happy to.
Pat Boquist comes in and says he's going to join us too.
Okay.
All right. Let's do it.
All right. We're going to get on that 600. How fast did you say that has to go, Sonar?
So if you're at the equator, you have to travel as fast as the Earth rotates, which is like, I don't know the exact number. It would be like 900, almost 1,000 miles per hour.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
and that's
never been on anything
the furthest wide
miles an hour.
Because you're dealing with latitude, right? So the furthest wide is the equator itself.
So we'd get there quickly.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why, like, when you go up north, the sunset takes longer. The sun's out more often because you are higher north with the way that the Earth is angled.
Yeah.
Okay, I kind of understand that.
So you look at it that way.
A visual would help, Sonar. But...
Yeah. Well, look at time zones, right? As you go north, they get narrow.
Yes.
As you go south, they get narrow. As you get closer to the poles. So then if you wanted a perpetual sunset, you would pretty much have to go to a place that it's longer for the sun to set, or you would have to travel faster to keep up with it.
What about you go on the equator?
The equator? Yeah, that's like 1,000 miles an hour to keep up with it.
Oh, okay. That's doable.
Maybe.
That's doable.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Put Becky on that one. She's gonna itinerary for us, and we'll
okay. Is Becky a rocket scientist?
In her spare time. She
In her spare time.
rocket science. One of them that she possesses. No, I don't know.
Are you ready for some news?
Yeah.
Some news. What do you got for
Here we
us?
go. New York's 105th annual Veterans Day Parade is underway. News Nation's
nice.
Laura Ingle reports.
Oh, nice.
20,000 participants will be here marching up and down Fifth Avenue behind me in just a little while. They will be representing all 6 branches of the military. And this year's Grand Marshal is Dakota Meyer of the Marine Corps, who received the Medal of Honor after serving in Afghanistan. So this is a somber but a celebratory action here today as everybody comes together to give honor to our veterans.
That's Veterans Day Parade. Did Chicago do one today?
I don't know.
Let's see. Didn't they do parade somewhere around us? Did they do some at what? Not in Elgin, but somewhere around there, didn't they?
Well, we went to the memorial service that that they had, the Veterans Day memorial service that we had over at the Heritage Ballroom downtown.
Oh, okay.
That was really great. That was with American Legion 57. Mayor Captain was over there. We had a great performance by the Elgin High School band. They shot the salute. It was a great performance. You can actually see all of that on our YouTube already.
Nice. It's already up?
Nice.
I believe so.
That's great. Do you know where the largest Veterans Day Parade is?
No, I do not.
New York. He just told us about it. New York's Veterans Day Parade with the procession along Fifth Avenue, what we were just talking about. It is the United States' largest Veterans Day Parade.
I would imagine that would make sense to me, you know. New York would be.
Yeah, well, it's the largest city. It should have it's probably got the largest, I don't know if it does. Should have the largest number of vets, I would think, right?
I don't know.
I don't know.
They do quite a few things up there. They do Memorial Day services, and then they also have Fleet Week that they do in New York City, where a bunch of ships show up to do tours of the ships.
Oh,
that's
wow.
Park them in the bay there, and then you get to go on them.
Yeah, they do tours. The Navy also goes out and does community events where they'll march in other parades and things like that. It's in May.
Okay.
That sounds great.
It does sound good.
Yeah, you could see all kinds of stuff. Is it? I'm just looking up like a little like what they're saying on things you should say instead of thank you for your service. What else you got?
Oh, please do tell me that, because I do say that, and I feel like it's such a pat. You know, I mean, it's such a, I don't know, overused statement. But
says it, but they mean it. I think.
I know. I don't know.
Ask your veteran, what do you want to hear? What do you want to hear instead of thank you for your service, Sonar?
Yeah, what do you want to hear?
I appreciate thank you for your service.
Okay.
I don't fault anybody for that either.
Yeah.
It's appreciated on this side of the compliment.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so that's fine. I mean, that's a good thing to say. Yeah.
There's really, what else?
I appreciate your sacrifice is another one that I've heard before.
Oh, that's a nice one too. Yeah.
No, and I think they should say that to the spouses of the military as well, because they sacrifice a ton.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Don't you?
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
and the children.
Well,
whole family. Yeah.
Right. Besides that, I mean, so we do appreciate it though. But you know, what else? Thank you for your sacrifices. Thank you for your valor. Thank you for the things you carry, for protecting us and for defending our rights. This is what all the things. I appreciate your sacrifices. Another thing. We're grateful for your dedication. These are all little things they say.
I like all those. I like a lot of those. Yeah. Thank you for your dedication. Thank you for protecting us, because that's what the services do.
Right. Thank you for your commitment to our country.
Yeah.
Cool. You're inspiring.
Commitment to our country. That's good.
Welcome home. I admire your courage. And thank you for stepping up to serve. There you go.
Yeah, I like those.
Key points to remember: acknowledge the sacrifices made, be specific, and ask questions to engage in conversations. That's what you should do if you run across a vet today. So there you have it.
Yeah.
Like it a lot. Okay, so we kind of blew through our break a little bit. And I guess you know what we're going to have to do.
What?
Well, we're going to have to either do no bad dad jokes. No. Well, listen,
I can't. What'd you say?
We can do a couple of other things. We could do some, if I can find.
Well, I have a story for you. I mean, I'm sure everybody's heard it, but
you do
share it? Yeah. Wait, let me find my.
Well, you look for that.
Okay.
I forgot all about our historic song of the day, 1978.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It and not telling you what they are, silly Tammy. You know how she is. She's silly. So let me find it.
Silly
Tammy. Oh, and I lost it already. I'll tell you what. I'm not having a good day over here. I'm having a day, but it's not good.
You are having a day.
I am having a day. That's okay. It's okay. Hold on. I've got like 9 million things I'm trying to do here at once. Here we go.
While you're, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was going to do a little bit about this day in music history because, oh gosh darn it, I keep hitting keys on here.
Okay. Well, did you hear about the monkeys that sprung the?
Yeah.
You know,
that's a fabulous one. I was hoping Sonar would come up with that one. Okay, now my computer has
the door is unlocked and 43 monkeys made a bid for freedom.
Now, how did they get out? I didn't hear the whole
door
story.
was unlocked. Apparently, dozens of rhesus monkeys escaped from a research facility in South Carolina, and they're still on the lam. Man, I you know what? Something inside me, if I saw one, I just don't know if I'd report it. Let just go.
No,
run away.
40 of them.
43 of them.
Yeah. What if you saw
There
all
are 18 still on the loose.
Yeah.
18.
Oh, okay. 18 still on the lam there. Yeah, they saw a rare chance for freedom and decided to take it.
Where was
racing
this?
out of the enclosure.
Where?
In South Carolina, I think. Is that what they
did
said?
they say where in South Carolina?
No, it doesn't say where.
Yeah.
But they made a mad dash, you know, and yeah, so they're trying to get them, but you know, it just makes you kind of sad. I know they, you know, I don't know. I guess they try to treat them humanely, but yeah.
Well, you mean like
clinical testing?
I'm just curious what the issues are with the ones that are out there, right?
There are no issues. They're young monkeys. They're less than 10 pounds. They're They're little baby chimps.
Run
now,
for freedom.
Go. Now, you know, would they? You don't want them as a pet. You don't want them as a, you know, you don't want them to bunk your apartment or your house because monkeys are wild. They're not domesticated, and
right.
You know, there have been some monkey scares.
Well, you don't want to get bit by a monkey, and they can get a little crazy. But
yeah, they get a little crazy. Those little crazy. Monkeys.
Yeah.
You know, Dirk, my husband's brother, had a monkey in the basement.
Why?
He did. He had a monkey in the basement. He just liked the monkey. He bought a monkey, and
how old was Dirk when he bought a monkey and put it in the basement?
I don't know how old he was.
I hope he was like a teenager or something.
I think he was a teenager. Yeah, he was like a teenager or older. Maybe he was even older than that.
Okay.
But it was, you know, it didn't behave, you know, is the thing.
Well,
now, it didn't bite anybody, I guess, but I don't think they had it very long.
It's a monkey. I don't expect it to behave. Do you? I don't know.
No, he's a monkey. He needs the rainforest.
Right. Hey, I gotta get real quick. I love the monkey story. I've got 4 minutes and maybe 3. I got 2 minutes. Never mind. We're going to talk. We're not going to play any because it's late. But let me tell you about what happened this day in music history. 1969, Jim Morrison from The Doors. The FBI in Phoenix, Arizona arrested Jim Morrison for drunken disorderly conduct aboard a plane. The Doors singer, who was on his way to a Rolling Stone concert with actor Tom Baker, had been drinking and annoying the stewardesses. The pair spent the night in jail and were released on a $2,500 bail.
Wow.
I'm listening to that music. Which one is it? Oh, MacArthur Park. This is 1978, kids. You hear this in the background? 1978, Donna Summer started a 3-week run at number 1 on the U.S. singles chart with her version of Jimmy Webb's MacArthur Park. Also a hit for Richard Harris in 1968. Made number 5 on the UK chart. Also on this day, Summer went to number 1 on the U.S. album chart with Live and More. I don't know. Live and More, I guess that is. And this song is the weirdest song ever. Can we go out on this song, Sonar? This is the weirdest song ever. This is, what does it mean? Somebody left the cake out in the rain. What happened? No, I don't know anything about it. Do you?
I don't, but that song was on either a sitcom or something, and somebody said, those aren't the real words, are they? I said, yes, they are. Somebody left a cake out in the rain.
And like listening to
never gonna, yeah.
My daughter, who is 29, listening to this song for the first time, like, what? Were they on drugs? Like, what's this song about? Like, oh, somebody left a cake in the rain?
Oh, maybe we should look it up.
Again, ever.
What's the title of it, Tam?
MacArthur Park. We'll be back after these messages. Stick around.
DUI Jury Trial is the true story of 2 lawyers who defend a truck driver who is charged with DUI. If he's convicted, this truck driver faces a lifetime disqualification of his commercial driver's license, which would prevent him from ever driving a truck again. This 3-year legal battle culminates in a courtroom showdown, which involves the testimony of a DUI expert witness. This book, DUI Jury Trial, is now available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com.
And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for and there they go. Almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 3 o'clock.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan. Brought to you by Linzess. Tragic accident on Sunday morning. Carlos Diaz Jr. losing his life in a single-vehicle accident in Geneva. The 31-year-old from Aurora driving a 1999 Chevrolet Silverado veered off the roadway on Fabian Parkway and crossed in the opposite lanes and crashed on the south side of the Fox River Bridge. Authorities confirming that Diaz was ejected from the truck and pronounced dead at the scene. In Kane County, the Forest Preserve District has scheduled several prescribed burns to occur in the upcoming months. These managed fires are crucial for ecological restoration and will take place across various sites, including woodlands, prairies, and wetlands. A shocking incident in Batavia on Friday night on South Batavia Avenue, a woman suffering a stab wound to the torso. She is currently hospitalized and stable. Meanwhile, a 29-year-old homeless man has been arrested in the attack. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan.
My phone.
Hear that? It's the sound of a skater dropping her phone and smashing it on the ice. Yep, it's definitely broken. But at Verizon, we got you. This holiday, trade in any phone, any condition from one of our top brands and get a new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus on Unlimited Ultimate and Watch 7 and Tab S9 FE 5G. That's over $1,800 in value. So you'll save big on 3 great gifts. Only at Verizon. Service plan required for watch and tablet. Over $1,800 value based on phone, watch, and tablet. Trade in and additional terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
Imagine your team always looking and feeling their best in high-performance technical workwear. Cintas can make it happen. They have garments for almost every job imaginable. And with the Cintas Workwear program, you get freshly laundered garments delivered every week for everyone on your team. Great garments without the bother of laundry. That's a real perk for employees. Find out how Cintas can boost team image and morale. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Let me tell you a story about Bill. Bill was a normal guy in his 50s. He had back surgery about 2 years ago. Bill was in a lot of pain. He dealt with his pain by taking the Percocets his doctor prescribed for him. Bill took more and more and more of them to help with the pain, until one day the prescriptions weren't enough to get rid of Bill's pain. Then one day Bill found someone to help him get rid of the pain with illegal drugs he didn't need a prescription for. Fast forward to today. Bill lost his job and his family. The only thing he does have is his drug dealer. If you know Bill's story and you don't want to end up like Bill, call the Detox and Treatment Helpline right now to get away and get treatment.
800-694-1127. 800-694-1127. 800-694-1127. Call right now. Help is standing by. 800-694-1127.
This is WRMN News.
I'm Marky B reporting. Wheeling police said a person of interest is in custody now in the fatal shooting of a 24-year-old Hampshire man at a Wheeling bar early Sunday. Police said Jacob Taylor was shot following an altercation just after 2 a.m. Sunday at the Social Bar and Grill at 401 East Dundee Road. Wheeling Deputy Chief Al Steffen said investigators are interviewing witnesses and patrons to independently corroborate the events leading up to the shooting. Taylor was transported to Advocate Lutheran General Hospital in Park Ridge, where he was pronounced dead. Elk Grove Village Police said Monday they've identified several persons of interest in the shooting of a man outside a home early Sunday. However, no one is in custody yet, said Deputy Chief Scott Einenmenger. Einenmenger said videos retrieved from doorbell cameras on the 500 block of Dogwood Trail, along with license plate reading cameras and other cameras, have proved invaluable in helping police identify the persons of interest. Investigators have also identified a dark-colored sedan that may have been involved in the shooting. And Elgin's general property tax levy is expected to stay flat for an 11th consecutive year, but residents could pay more for water and sewer services in 2025 to fund infrastructure improvements. Elgin City Manager Rick Kozel presented an overview of the proposed 2025 budget and a 3-year financial plan to Elgin City Council members last Wednesday. Let's talk.
Everyone has a community to lean on. A neighborhood, school, kids' teams, where you worship, work out, or any other place or group where you choose to belong. Communities can provide support when you need it, and even when you don't know you do. Like when it comes to preventing underage drinking and other substance use. You've talked with your kids and shared clear expectations, but you're not with them every minute. Your community members, friends and relatives, teachers and coaches, faith leaders, and other important adults in your kids' lives can be your eyes, ears, and a supportive influence when you're not around, reinforcing your messages with your kids and alerting you to warning signs of underage drinking or other substance use. So talk with your kids about these issues and involve the members of your community to help keep your kids safe. Because when you talk, they hear you.
Welcome back. You're listening to Talk Time with Tammy and Friends. I'm your host, Tammy Scott, broadcasting live from beautiful Nashville, Tennessee. And we have Nancy standing by live in Dallas, Texas. Welcome.
Hey y'all.
Yay. We finally figured out our YouTube
Audio
situation. We got the audio down. We got the video down. We're super happy about all of that. Welcome in, everybody.
Yeah,
And,
that's great.
I know. I'm excited that I actually got this thing up and running. Now, I don't know what I did, and I don't know how to do it again, but I'll work on that later. Right now,
Well, that's not important now.
No, it's going to stay.
But you know what is important?
What is important, Nancy?
Well, the meaning of that song, I left the cake out the MacArthur Park.
Did you find out what it means?
I did.
What does it mean?
MacArthur Park, because it's a Jimmy Webb song, and it's about the end of a relationship. And the imagery in the song is based on things that Webb actually saw in MacArthur Park, Los Angeles. The cake melting in the rain is a metaphor for lost love. The imagery, Webb says that everything in the song is real. He saw the old man playing checkers by the trees and the other things described in the song. So he wrote the song after breaking up with his girlfriend, Susie Horton, who worked at a life insurance, Aetna Insurance, across the street from MacArthur Park.
Susie Horton.
Susie Horton. The breakup also inspired Webb to write another song by the time I got to Phoenix. So.
Really?
Yeah.
I know that.
So it's a breakup song.
Okay. It's cryptic.
Well, it's imagery, if you will.
Cryptic imagery, whatever, tomato.
Yeah.
I know. Well, but thank you for researching that, because it's a wacky song if you listen
That's
to
what
the
I do.
Mm-hmm. That's what you do?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You're going to do it now. You're going to tell us a little bit now. You've got something with the rest of the class, don't you?
I do. I have quite a bit of important information to share with the rest of
It is important information, and it's scary information sometimes if you don't
It
know.
is.
Yeah. What Nancy's talking about is that she's going to just do a little bit about autism awareness in young children and things that you can look for, or if your child has some of these things that you can do. So this is an important subject and a scary one if you don't know what you're doing, right, Nance?
Correct. So I'm an occupational therapist, and I have been on an evaluating team for 20 plus years to evaluate children for autism, anywhere from 3 to 22 years old. So I've seen everything. I've seen a lot, and every year the statistic gets a little crazier. I believe when I first started doing this, the statistic was like one person in maybe 100. Was it 150 people had autism? That was about 20 years ago. Would you like to guess the number now this
1
year?
in 6, isn't it?
Oh gosh, no. That would be terrible. Did you say 6?
Yeah, that's what I thought I read.
Oh no, 1 in 36. 1 in 36.
Oh,
which is a 32% increase from 2000.
So what happens? Wait, 1 in 36. What are we looking at?
Are diagnosed with autism.
Usually, are they diagnosed?
When they're we diagnose them as early as 4 years old. Usually they're diagnosed sometime in grade school. Now, the kiddos that are autism spectrum disorder is a disorder of social communication and sensory. So it's a combination of things, and it's kind of complicated to definitively diagnose. It's a subjective diagnosis, but we use a test called the ADOS, which is the premier test, the only test we have tries to be a bit more so it's called the ADOS assessment.
ADOS. That must stand for something.
And it does. It does, but it's, anyway, it's long, but anyway, it's a test that we do in schools, and it takes into consideration parent what parents have to say about what how their children behave in those situations, in social situations and sensory situations, in communication situations, and speech pathology. So they're the way that they communicate. And but the signs we diagnose pretty young. Signs of autism very young. You know, you can actually, usually these kiddos have a pretty severe case of autism. What I was starting to say before is autism is a spectrum. So you can have autism and be functioning very well in your world, and the spectrum goes all the way to cognitive deficits. So it used to be approximately 75% of the children that had autism have a cognitive deficit. So most of them do have some sort of cognitive deficit, not all of them. Mm-hmm. And we know that some people on the spectrum are super smart, you know, off the chart smart. So they used to call that Asperger's. They don't do that anymore.
No,
it's just it's not really, we don't use that term anymore. We use
was Asperger's
high functioning. And
I always thought Asperger's was a different type of autism. It's the same.
It's the same. I mean, it's the same. It's just these kiddos and these people, men and women, are very, very bright, super bright. Yeah. So they tend to not have the sensory issues that the kids with mental disabilities, cognitive challenges seem to have more sensory differences than somebody with high, super high functioning autism. We have, so rock scientists, people that have done so much for our world, Einstein, brilliant people were theorized to have autism, some form of autism.
I've kind of heard people say everybody's on the spectrum somewhere.
Well, well, yes and no. I mean,
could be. So when we were growing up, autism wasn't even a word. I mean, I'm sure it was.
No. Mm-hmm.
We didn't know it. We didn't know what it was. We didn't know it. Now it's labeled, and it's very, very labeled. So, was it always there? Is there more of it now? Are there ways that parents can look for things that would be red flags for this sort of thing?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, yes, it's always been around. We, just like ADHD and any other disorder, but it does seem to be a lot more prevalent, in part due to the fact that we diagnose it. We have teams now.
Yeah.
Used to say, though, that was weird, Aunt Betty,
right.
Or Timmy is just cognitively challenged, and he's, that's why his behaviors are the way they are.
Right.
So that's why he's nonverbal. That's, doesn't speak. So we're diagnosing more, so we're seeing it more, and it could be more prevalent. The theories revolve around, there's a very heavy genetic component. We see families that definitely have several people in the family who are on the spectrum, a heavy genetic component. What it is not, and let me be clear, it is not vaccinations. There is zero link to vaccinations.
Right.
It is not about that. How that one reason why that became a thing and spread all over the place like wildfire is because generally that's when you see autism for a genetic reason, combined with perhaps environmental toxins. They haven't ruled that out. Maybe, your genetics are predisposed to environmental toxins. They don't know at this time. But because when they were getting some of the vaccinations, MMR and all those, around 18 months to 2, they thought, oh, that's why they're not talking now. But it just so happens that is
but they had no concrete link between the vaccines and autistic behavior.
None.
Yeah.
Zero. Look up Autism Speaks. Look up any website that is that is a good, solid website, and you will see.
Yeah.
But anyway, autism in young children. So even as young as 6 months, when you hold your baby and you tilt your baby to the side and then the other side and back, they should right their body. So when you tilt them to the left, they should lean to the right.
Okay.
Even at 6 months, babies will do this.
Okay.
So that's called righting. And what we see in kiddos with autism, a significant autism, is that they flop over.
They don't have
They don't have that writing. And that writing has to do with the vestibular system. And that's all part of your sensory system. So it makes sense that where you are in space, you're not sure where you are in space due to your sensory system not functioning as well as it could.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, that's interesting. No, I didn't know that's something to look for. What else?
And what they theorize is that early on, when we were exposed to all this sensory information, which we should be as babies and young children, you should be going outside. You should be playing in the grass. You should be, running and jumping and putting yourself in all these situations. Your sensory system, it prunes all those neurons that you have in your brain, and it hones them and prunes the ones off you don't need and hones the ones that you do. And so by experience, by touching different textures, by smelling different things, your brain learns, oh, I need this information. I don't need this information. And so what happens, what a theory is that in autism, that pruning just doesn't happen as well. And so sometimes you have too much sensory information coming into you. So that's why sometimes kids with autism, they can't be in a loud environment. They can't be in a visually stimulated environment because it makes them crazy, because their brains don't tune out what a typical brain would be tuning out because of all kinds of genetic sensory components.
So everything, all of it, all at once, and it's like overwhelming. Is that it?
Everybody's different. Some with auditory, we can tune out the extra stimuli. If the dog's barking in the background, if Scott's talking in the background, I can listen to you. I can attune to what you're saying. But kiddos that don't have that ability, they hear everything. So they hear a fork drop. They hear it all, and they have a hard time tuning that out so that they can listen to what they should be listening to. Or they can't tune out the background.
I hear you.
They hear the foreground. So, but with all that said, so autism in young children is kind of not responding to their name. If you call if you say the baby's name and they're not looking at you, they avoid eye contact. The reason why they avoid contact is because, again, it's the sensory system is combined. If they're looking at you, they can't think about what you're saying. It's too much stimulation.
Really? Okay, that's interesting. That's why they don't look at you.
Yeah. So forcing a kiddo to look at you, we don't really do anymore. We don't. It's not fair to them.
Yeah.
Because what you really want them to do is hear you.
Yeah.
And look at you briefly. Fine. But the sustained contact, it takes away their ability to do what you want them to do, which is listen to a direction.
Because they're just made that way. They just can't.
Yeah. It's just different, and it's okay.
Yeah.
And so is anyway, I'll get there. But so not responding to their name, avoiding eye contact. A big one is not smiling when you smile.
Oh.
So, that reciprocal smile.
Right.
That's a big one. Getting overly upset to sensory stimulation, like noises or sound, just overreacting.
Right.
So that's another thing, because again, that's that sensory system. Not talking to other children, not playing with children their own age. And another big one we look for is pretend play. If they can't, they take little characters and pretend,
Or if they don't, you mean?
If they don't, it can be an issue.
Yeah.
Any one of these things, let me reiterate to all the listeners, any one of these things, any two of these, it doesn't mean that your child has autism. It doesn't mean that. And I'd just like to reassure everybody, even if your child is on the spectrum, they're still your child. They're still the same person. They're same baby, same child that you have. They just have different ways of learning. And it is important to identify early because schools, they should be adjusting to your child's abilities and strengths and focusing on those. So there are differences. So then autism in older kiddos. Also another one with the young one and the older ones is repeating phrases. So if they've watched a movie, love Disney movie, and there's phrasing, and they'll say that and repeat it. Sometimes they can repeat the whole movie, but hanging on to that. So yeah. And then in older children, just having unusual phrasing, more almost robotic phrasing is sometimes kind of a sign that something might be going on. They want a strict daily routine. And when the routine is broken up, if you were going to go to grandma's and you aren't going to go now,
freak out.
Flipping out is, getting very upset over that. Autism in girls and boys look different. Girls are harder.
Is it more one sex than the other?
There appear to be more boys in general. Because one reason is because girls don't display the same telltale characteristics. They're better at hiding that, and they're better at coping. So you have to look at them in a more subtle way in social situations.
Girls, saying. Girls, you're saying you have to look at them.
Girls,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But would girls do the robotic phrasing the same?
They can, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they can. Yeah. And our school districts in Texas, and I don't know about Illinois, but if parents are concerned, all they need to do is tell the school that they're concerned, go through your diagnostician in the school. And generally we test everyone that if their parents are concerned, we test everyone.
Illinois schools the public schools have programming. The private schools will send you to the public schools for programming for that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because
And
they just
that's
don't have resources, but your taxes are paying for the public services, so you can use them.
Yeah.
If you need it.
Right. It is usually through the public school. Absolutely it is. Now you can do this privately as well. You can definitely pay for that. You can do it private. If your public school won't do it, you can go private. Now I feel like the public school, I know I've been in Missouri and Texas on teams on both states, and we do such a good job. We really take the time, and we look at them in different settings. So we look at them throughout their school day, not just in one area. We talk to all their teachers. If they're in daycare, we go to the daycare and we observe. So these are things that when you go to a private facility, they don't really do. They're not going to go to your school. Well, they may they might, but they also might just send you a diagnostic form and have you fill that out and do the ADOS with them in the office. We just feel like the school district, if you can do it, and if your district does do it, that's the way to go, in my opinion.
No, I agree with that. I mean, it sounds more thorough, It
is. It seems to be from the tests that we get, from the reports that we get. And let me talk a little bit about, a typical gesture is the flapping hands. That's that's more flapping. Okay. Hand flapping is a repetitive gesture.
Okay.
And we tried to for years, tried to stop it, and don't put your hands down, quiet hand. Well, we've really listened to people that are on the spectrum that are older and say, I needed to do that to regulate my body. And so, we look at that. you should look at that through fresh eyes and say, you know, is that going to get in the way of them learning? If it's not, it's
Then
okay.
Yeah, right. Right. What other things like that do you think we used to go, no, don't do that, that's not normal, and now we're like, go ahead and do it if it helps you learn? What other things are there that
that's a really good question. It's an excellent question. And so, yes, so the, flapping, sensory stimulation, even giving them sensory toys, we do more now. If sometimes they can be disruptive, so that's kind of a case by case basis. But the fidget spinners, you see any kid has those now, but squishy, balls that kind of keep them, happy and not, and organized within themselves. But also differentiation of teaching. So if a strategy, kiddos with autism they need multi-sensory systems to learn. So they need it's helpful to have a visual and auditory. And sometimes just auditory is difficult. So a lot of times, if you give them copies of notes, if you make sure that they are understanding the material, especially if they're higher functioning. A lot of times, what we also do is, they give you 50 math problems.
Okay.
If that child knows how to do the math problem in 20, and they have autism, then they don't need to stress out over 50 math problems, and do 20 and show you that they know how to do it. So just thinking outside the box,
right?
Making sure that they know the material in a way that they can learn it and they can absorb it. Yeah. Another little thing too is that we look for when we test the smaller kids is not playing with toys in a typical manner. So if you have a car, a real typical thing is to turn the car upside down and spin the wheels, and then look at how's the car made, right? Well, taking the wheels off or look at you, but they're not like zooming, they're not playing it like in a typical way. So inspecting the toys, using visual inspection instead of imagination.
Okay.
That's another thing we look at. So yeah,
okay,
when
great.
we're looking at kiddos, but there are so many, there are so many modifications that I hear the music for kids with autism. So it's just.
Yeah. So if somebody is concerned about their kid, what should they do? They should go to their school district, it sounds like. And at what age? I mean, I think if they're very young, go to your pediatrician. Okay,
if they're not in school, go to your pediatrician.
Yeah.
If they are in school, go to your diagnostician, talk to their teachers, and see if perhaps you can get testing.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, thanks for all that info, Nance. We're going to skedaddle real quick, bottom of the hour news, and we'll be back after these messages. Don't go anywhere.
Okay.
This is WRMN News.
Hello, I'm Dennis Green. Today we pause to honor those who served. Veterans Day is about more than remembrance. It's a tribute to the brave men and women who stood for freedom, resilience, and sacrifice. To every veteran, thank you. Thank you for your courage, for protecting what we hold dear, and for the commitment you've shown in the name of service. Today and every day, we are grateful. This is WRMN, saluting our veterans, honoring their service, and keeping their legacy alive. To all who serve, we thank you. The nation's second largest store chain has agreed to pay $1 million to settle a proposed class action lawsuit over claims of overcharging for certain prescriptions. News Nation's Bob Kessler has more.
The suit was filed in 2017 by a group of individuals and unions. and says Walgreens wrongly required insured customers to pay more for drugs than members of its prescription savings club. Plaintiffs said club members paid customary prices, while those paid by insurers were higher, and that meant higher copays and deductibles for insured patients.
As part of the settlement, Walgreens admitted to no liability, and a company spokesman says the claims never had any merit. For WRMN News, I'm Dennis Green.
Rain is expected Wednesday. Temperatures in the 50s for the Chicago area. Monday will be windy with gusts as high as 25 miles per hour, and temperatures will fall after a cold front in the afternoon, the Weather Service has said. WRMN News, produced in Studio 14 by the River Media Network. Beef Villa is a family-owned restaurant that has been in business for over 50 years. With homemade recipes made with quality ingredients, Beef Villa's great service and quality is served hot and fast. For the menu, catering locations, or for an application to join the Beef Villa team, visit beefvilla.com. Saturdays mean cruise nights, weather permitting, on Spring Street in South Elgin. Visit beefvilla.com.
Rise and shine, Fox Valley listeners. It's time to kickstart your day with First Shift with Marky B on WRMN 1410 AM. From 6 to 9 a.m., join the chatter that gets you clued in with the latest buzz around town. Don't just sip on your coffee. Let Marky B brew your morning with the perfect mix of news, views, and moves. Dial us in or live stream at WRMN1410.com and make your mornings a whole lot brighter. WRMN 1410 AM. We're the voice of the Valley, and we're here to talk.
This is McGruff the Crime Dog, and I need you to help me take a bite out of crime. Counterfeit products are popping up everywhere. Fake sneakers, fake cosmetics, and even fake pills. Crooks are selling counterfeit versions of just about everything. Last year, billions of dollars worth of counterfeit products were sold in the U.S. Sure, it may seem like saving a few bucks on the things you want isn't a big deal, but counterfeits are usually made in unsafe conditions, potentially using hazardous and even lethal ingredients that could harm you and others. And the money you've paid, it goes right into the hands of criminals and may support child labor, drugs, and even gangs. Smells like big crime to me. So if you still think buying fake products is harmless, think again. And remember, if you don't know where the products came from, how could you know where the money goes? You're smart, buy smart. Go for real. Learn more at mcgruffpsa.org. This message is brought to you by the United States Patent and Trademark Office and the National Crime Prevention Council.
Welcome back. This is Talk Time with Tammy and Friends. You have me live from Nashville, and we are slowly working out all the kinks. Nancy is live from Dallas, Texas, and she doesn't have any kinks. I got them all today. So,
Yeah,
and I got enough
kinks.
for both of us, really. But I think we've got it. Okay, we're okay.
It
That's all I can
it looks
say.
pretty good, actually.
Yeah,
It
we're
sounds
doing
pretty good. So
Yeah, we're gonna work on a little bit over the when we get off air and try and kind of perfect it. So tomorrow we should be like butter. It's just like butter.
Okay.
Anyway,
awesome.
So hey, guess what time it is? We've got another News Nation clip, I believe. I don't know if Sonar is frantically looking, but let's see if he found it. Monkeys. We already talked monkeys, but it's a good story. The monkeys is a good story. What you got for us, Sonar? You got any monkeys or anything?
There's big progress in the South Carolina monkey manhunt.
Yay!
News Nation's Nick Smith reports.
Officials have caught more than half of those primates. 43 primates have now been captured. They say the monkeys are in good health and the others remain close by in trees. The monkeys escaped from their enclosure at a research facility last Wednesday. Now, crews are continuing to try to trap them by, guess what? Using food.
There are 18 more still on the loose.
Monkeys. How bizarre that you're just walking down. I heard an interview with a guy who said he was just like walking down the street and saw monkeys, like lots and lots of monkeys, which is pretty unusual in North Carolina, I think, right?
Well, sure.
And yeah, so that's when he notified somebody, and they all, tried to catch him and put him back in their little cages so they can be used for their experiments. The poor little things. Run, monkey, run! Get away!
Run, monkey, run!
Yeah, they were all. You said they were all baby monkeys, though, huh?
They were little under 10 pounds, I think I read. Is that right, Sonia?
Does that make them baby monkeys, or that's just their species?
No, I think they're young. They're young monkeys. Well, I mean, I don't know. I think
monkeys are cool. I think monkeys are cool to have hanging around. Like I went to, I did some property.
Yeah, they're neat. I
want to say it was Cabo. I did some project in Cabo, and they were like out the window, like hanging, like you're in your whatever, your unit or whatever, and there's like monkeys just swinging in the trees right next to you.
I feel like that's how they should be, Tim. They should be in the trees in Cabo.
Yeah,
not
right. Or
not in the zoo or no.
Well, but if you don't see, that's like any animal. I know. You're not native to. They stick them in a zoo so you can look at them. And then they have monkeys hanging from trees, everywhere else. But then like monkeys don't like cold, right? So we can't have monkeys hanging around here. Where they'd have to
Some monkeys like cold.
They
what
do.
What about the Arctic monkey?
There's an Arctic monkey. That's a band, isn't it?
I think it is a band.
It is a band because I know the drummer.
Oh, you know the drummer.
I do.
Well,
I do.
And that's how our conversations go, Tammy. Tell us about the Arctic monkey drummer.
Well, he got engaged, and I was at his engagement party, and the poor little thing looked like a little deer in headlights. She was a young little thing. He was not.
Oh, boy.
Let me just say that. So I don't know if they ever got married. I never did follow up on that one. I guess I could find that out on the internet pretty easily, or not. I don't know. Anybody follows the Arctic Monkey drummer? Let me know if he's still married.
Well,
if he ever got married, yeah.
I guess I'm thinking of the band.
You are thinking there is no Arctic Monkey.
I don't see that there is an actual Arctic
Maybe that's why they
monkey.
came up with that name, Nancy, because it's unique. It's it's an enigma that you can't be. You can't be an Arctic monkey. There's no such thing. Well, there is. It's a band. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God.
Well, that's okay. Arctic monkeys are as
I'm looking up.
I know you are. I see you doing that, but that's okay.
No, they're not. They're actually.
There's no matter how you try, you can't come up with any Arctic monkeys.
Well, it does say that there are monkey-like animals that once lived in the Arctic.
What happened to them?
Now they're fossils now.
Oh.
Oh no.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Were they white monkeys?
They were hooved animals called condylarths.
They were hooved? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, they had some hooves on them.
How can monkeys have hooves?
I don't know. I guess they say that they're relatives of the
they're not
monkey.
actual monkeys. They're like monkey wannabes. Like they evolved into a monkey at some point or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Well, monkeys with hooves is a whole nother thing. That's like half horse, half monkey. Like, why does it have
It
hooves?
is half horse, half monkey.
Okay, now we got a whole new animal.
Why aren't there monkeys in the northern latitudes?
Well, no. Well, they don't like cold.
Yeah, I guess not.
That's what, they go south for the winter.
Yeah, they don't
They
like
vacation in Boca Raton, and they like the warmer weather in the south. What can I tell you?
I don't know. I'm looking up, Tammy. I'm looking up at the Daily Mail, which is, I'm sure, a reliable site. And
Daily
it says
Mail.
The Arctic monkeys have learned to make snowballs. They have.
What Arctic? What, you
monkeys
mean the band can make
making
snowballs?
snowballs.
Oh, those are monkeys, and they seem to like snow. Are they actual Arctic monkeys, though?
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm not sure it's a thing, Nance. We're gonna have to look into that a little bit harder.
Let me see what Chad has to say about.
This is
about the Arctic
perfect.
monkeys. Just give me a little bit. I'll wake him up. You know how
gosh.
it gets.
He's
I
sleeping
can't
under
wait to
the
hear-
desk. Wake
I
up,
can't wait to
Chad.
hear this.
We've got Arctic monkey facts to know about, Chad. Oh, he's going to
Well,
be really mean about this one, don't you
He
think?
will. And, we're just monkeying around, Tam. You know? I mean, we just like to monkey around. Hey, we're the monkeys.
Hey, we were the monkeys. Let's see what Chad has on his agenda for Arctic monkeys. Are they a thing? Chad? I don't know.
Chad?
Wake up, Chad. Chad? Is he coming? I don't know. My device is adding things. I don't know. I'm not sure. Well, while Sonar wakes up.
Oh no, that's a 1 out of 10. With Arctic monkeys. I said to Chad, because he is our resident fact checker.
Yes, he
there
is.
are Arctic monkeys in the wild.
Oh, really? Arctic monkeys in the wild, huh? Are they lounging around with polar bears or just strumming guitars on ice floes? I'm sorry to break it to you, but the only Arctic monkeys out there are the ones selling out concert venues, not swinging through the snow-covered trees.
That's funny.
If you're imagining some kind of ice-capped primate up north, well, I'm guessing your biology knowledge is as solid as a melted iceberg. School. Fact. There are no monkeys native to the Arctic region. Monkeys are generally found in tropical or subtropical climates, while the Arctic is home to animals like polar bears, seals, and Arctic foxes. Sources: Britannica, Britannica.
That is Britannica and National Geographic were his sources.
Oh, my goodness. Well, apparently there's no such thing. Sorry, Chad.
They got
1
some
out
great
of 10.
tunes.
What's that? They do
They've-
have some good tunes. And the drummer's pretty groovy, man. But I think his name was Davey, if I'm not mistaken. David, something like that. I don't know. I'll have to look that up. Anyway, well, that's kind of interesting. There's no Arctic monkeys outside the band. Good to know. And they've caught all but 19 monkeys. Is that what you said? 17 monkeys on?
I think they've got 18 left.
They have 18 to get. Okay, Nancy's audio is out. I can't hear her. Is that you? Are you muted?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, you're much better now. All right. Today has been just a day of technical scratch your heads. That's okay. We got it all covered. We got everything down here, including the fact that there are no Arctic monkeys. We know this now for a fact. So I guess we'll have to live with it. We're going to take a quick break. This is our last break of the program. We're going to come back and we're going to do a little game show with Miss Nancy, a little common knowledge to get us over the hump and to the 4 o'clock hour. So come on back right after these messages and join the fun. We'll be right here.
Bender Dental Care, located at 217 North McLean Boulevard in Elgin. Bender Dental wants everyone to be informed, appreciated, and cared for at all times. To prove it, they now offer a new patient exam for just $29. That includes consult, x-ray, exam, and cleaning. Let Bender Dental help you have healthy teeth and gums for a lifetime. Located at 217 North McLean Boulevard in Elgin. Visit BenderDentalCare.com.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
I'll trust water bottles and a flashlight to save the day, but I'll be proved wrong.
With a tornado approaching, I'll realize that I like a wheelchair-accessible shelter.
When the floodwaters rise, I'll be up in the attic with 20 cans of beans. It's a recipe for disaster.
let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Here at WRMN Radio, we try to connect with the community and discuss important issues, like our current mental health crisis. Here's Lori Baker, President and CEO of AID.
I think most people, when they see young children thinking about suicide at the ages of 5 and 6 and 7, I mean, that's shocking to me that children even know that they want to harm themselves somehow. I know it's difficult. I definitely feel the pinch. We all feel the pinch at the gas pump, at the grocery store, right, in our rents, but I think most people could handle 27 cents a day to help kids and seniors and people experiencing homelessness.
Discussions like this take place on the first shift, weekday mornings from 6 to 10, right here on WRMN AM 1410 and WRMN 1410 Radio on Facebook.
Hi, this is Sue with Newman's Corner Pub in Hampshire, Illinois. Are you looking for the perfect hangout spot? Swing by Newman's Corner Pub right at the corner of 72 and State Street in Hampshire. Enjoy fantastic drinks, live music, and a fun crowd that makes every visit special. Test your luck with our hot slots and our Queen of Hearts drawing every Saturday at 3 p.m. Challenge your friends to darts or pool while you're here. Newman's Corner Pub, where every day feels like a weekend. Visit us at Route 72 and State Street in Hampshire. That's Newman's Corner Pub, your new favorite spot.
Take your family out or meet up with a friend for breakfast, lunch, or dinner at the Elgin IHOP, located at 101 Randall Road by the theater. They're open for dining 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Stop in at 3 p.m. for happy hour with discounted meal deals for early birds starting at just $6. You can choose from breakfast choices like the pancake sundaes or juicy burgers or maybe a classic burrito bowl. Check out the menu at ihop.com today. Welcome back. You're listening to Talk Time with Tammy and Friends. I'm your host, Tammy Scully. We've got a few more minutes together today until 4 o'clock. So we've got Nancy standing by in Dallas, and we're going to play her favorite game. This is your favorite game, Nance. You ready? Oh, wait. I don't have your audio again. You are muted. Unmute yourself, girlfriend. Okay, let's see. We've got categories.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Let's
Wow.
see. Here are your categories. Are you ready?
Okay. Yeah.
There, and they might be. Sometimes it'll give me some of the same questions, so I'll roll
I
through
know.
those if I do. Okay, just desserts, music, etiquette, or housekeeping.
Well, let's go with etiquette.
Etiquette. Let's try etiquette, shall we? Let's see what we've got for etiquette. Etiquette. Wait, I said etiquette. Did you not hear me? There we go. All right. When setting a formal dinner table, I think we did this one. Which utensil goes to the
We did. You can
left?
skip.
Okay. All right. We'll keep. Never mind. We'll move on. I don't know how to do that. Hold, please. Oh, all I have to do is answer it. How about if I say that?
Okay.
All right. There we go. I answered it correctly for you. So there you go.
Okay.
All right. Now you've got just desserts, music, or housekeeping.
Music.
Music, please. Well, in what section of an orchestra are the flutes? A, horn, B, brass, and C, woodwind.
You've asked me this, and it was woodwind.
It is. Okay, well, let's take that one.
But
All
I
right,
knew that one. I knew that one. I got
You
that one
did.
right last
What
time.
about just desserts or housekeeping?
Just desserts?
Just desserts. That's right up your alley.
Yeah.
Okay, what can you put into your ice cream container to avoid freezer burn? A, wax paper, B, a silver spoon, or C, a piece of bread.
Well, not a piece of bread. I know when you do that. When you do that, when you're brown sugar, so it absorbs the moisture. It's not that. Wow.
Would it
I
be
don't- a
wax
spoon?
paper, or you're going with silver spoon? B, incorrect. I don't have a buzzer, but maybe Sonar does. All you have to do is press a piece of wax paper, and it'll form a bond, and you will not get freezer burn. All right, your last category.
That's good to know, actually.
Yeah, I know it is. See, we have been very educational today. I mean, we have been very educational.
Oh, yeah.
And wax paper is just adding to it all. Okay, housekeeping. That's your last
Okay.
category on this roll.
Okay.
The Today Show reported you can use which of these to remove permanent marker from wood furniture? A, sparkling water, B, alcohol, or C, iced tea.
Alcohol.
Alcohol. She's going with alcohol. We tried iced tea on a stain once. It didn't work. That is correct.
Yes,
Alcohol. Wet a cotton pad with alcohol to blot out that stain. That'll do it.
Mhm.
Okay.
It grew
now-
larger, didn't it, Tam?
Oh my goodness. It was nuclear by the time we were done. Why did we use tea? Because it was a brown stain and we thought we'd make it brown. Oh, it was a brown carpet. And we thought we'd stain it brown.
Yeah, it was all bad.
It was not good.
It was all
not
bad.
good. Let's see. In the sea, staying healthy again,
In the
or
sea.
travel. Yeah, you want to go in the sea?
Sure, why not?
All right, let's go in the sea. When steering your boat to shore, Nancy, which color buoys should be on your right side? Is it A, green, B, red, or C, purple? Which kind of buoys are on your right side? Red, green, red, or purple? She's going with red. Correct. Red, right, returning helps to remember to keep red buoys on your right side. There you go.
It
now
works
you've
with
got
planes too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, planes have. If you look up in the sky, planes have red and white lights as well, or red and green.
Oh, yeah, they do, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just never paid attention, but there you go.
I didn't either. But
Well,
okay.
see, now look at all the fun facts we're learning today.
Yeah, we're learning more.
You're going to go with staying healthy because you have two of them in here. So we'll get you
Okay.
one. Staying healthy. Which type of vitamin is best for building strong bones? Vitamin
I should
C,
know this.
vitamin D, or vitamin A?
D.
Nancy says D. Final answer. The D, most important to building strong, healthy bones. Correct. Way to
Okay.
go. Now you've got staying healthy or travel.
Travel, why not?
Let's try a little travel, shall we? Which of the following amounts does travel and leisure suggest you should tip a bellman in the United States? A, $1 a bag, B, $10 flat, or C, nothing?
$1 a bag.
$1 a bag. Correct. $1 a bag.
I knew that one.
Right. I think so. Okay, we're going to go with your last staying healthy on this one. According to York Test Laboratories, what can a beard help with? A, digestion, B, allergies, or C, high blood pressure?
Did you say beer?
A beard, B-E-A-R-D, like, hair on your face.
Hair on your face?
Beard,
Help
What
with
can a beard help with? Digestion?
What?
I know. Well, you got to pick one. Allergies or high blood pressure?
Allergies? Because it picks the pollen up and it stays in your beard?
Correct. A beard may help if you suffer from things like pollen or dust allergies. And I don't know, it goes away really quickly. You made it to the bonus round, believe it or not.
Woo!
I know. Hold on to your hats. We've got 6
Hold on
minutes.
to your
You're gonna get a couple of bonus rounds. It sounds like. Which brass musical instrument has the lowest pitch? A, saxophone, B, trombone, or C, tuba?
Well, tuba.
Well, tuba, she says. Incorrect.
What?
Saxophone. Tuba's a brass
lower than a
instrument.
tuba?
I know. I don't know. You can argue with them later. Which of these does country living suggest is the best thing to add to your white wine to keep it cool? A, a sugar cube, B, an ice cube, or C, frozen grapes?
Frozen grapes.
She's going with C, frozen. Correct.
Because it doesn't
Frozen
water it
grapes in
down.
your freezer and add them to warm wine. It will cool them down.
It is
That's a
pretty
great-
cool, though, and I forgot about that. I didn't know
That's a
about
great
that, but-
idea. I like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm going to ask my husband, the saxophone player, if he knows the answer to that question.
I think you should. I ran out
Who
of
has
time.
the lowest tone? Is that what?
No, the lowest, yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. I
Tone?
lost it now. It goes really quickly if I don't,
Yeah.
if I ignore it. It doesn't like to be ignored. Hold on. Go away. All right. Your categories are good eats, bugs, cha-ching, and survival.
Bugs.
Bugs, sure. She goes with the bugs. Why wouldn't you go with the bugs?
Why wouldn't
Which essential oil helps the most at driving ants out of your home? Is it A, rose, B, vanilla, or C, peppermint?
Boy, this is a tough one. I
Rose,
think
vanilla, or peppermint?
I think peppermint.
I think you're probably right on that one. Correct. Place a few drops of peppermint oil on a cotton ball and put it where the ants are crawling around. And maybe they won't be crawling anymore. Good eats, cha-ching, and survival.
Good eats.
Good eats. We're going with good eats. Good eats is which cut of steak has the most fat? Is it A, a ribeye, B, a T-bone, or C, a fillet?
Well, it's not a fillet.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay.
But it is, I believe, a ribeye.
A ribeye. Ribeye it is. Let's see what we've got. Correct. Cut from the rib section. The ribeye
Sonar's
usually
not,
has...
like, he needs to give me, like, a yay.
What? Oh, he needs, we need some ding, ding, ding or some fanfare, Sonar.
Yeah, Sonar. Come on, man.
We want some musical, like, accolades, some cheering. Maybe. A cha-ching. That's it. That's the one. That's what she wants. Exactly.
Thanks a lot.
Do you want cha-ching or survival?
Let's do survival.
Survival. All right, let's see what we got there. According to Outdoor Life, to send an SOS signal at night, you should build a series of fires in which of these shapes? A, a circle, B, a triangle, or C, a square? According to Outdoor Life, to send an SOS signal at night, you should build a series of fires in which of these shapes?
Triangle.
Triangle. Correct.
You know why?
3 fires in a triangle are an internationally recognized
hazard.
Distress signal. No.
Yep.
Well, that's why. And your final category is cha-ching on this roll. So let's see what we've got. Oh, we have done this one a million times.
Oh yeah, let's do a different one.
Yeah, let's do a different one. No, we'll go with year. We got 60 seconds left. It sounds like. Is that what I hear? My happy little music coming in. All right. Well, the APR on your credit card is the interest rate based on what length of time. That would be a year. So I think we did that one before. Yeah, once a year. But you hear that happy music, you know what that means.
Bye-bye.
Time for us to skedaddle. That's right. Bye-bye, as Nancy says in her sophisticated language. So, listen, we appreciate everybody joining in today and apologize for the little mishaps that we had. But I think we pulled it off okay. We got to the end of the show, okay? So. And happy Veterans Day once again to all our veterans. Not just today, but all year long. We say that, right? Yes. And don't forget, we'll be back tomorrow. Make good decisions and join us then. Bye.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month. If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your Senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 800-699-9043.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 4 o'clock.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Kernan. Brought to you by Linzess. November 16th, Judson University's Herrick Chapel will be the venue for an event hosted by the Autism Hero Project in collaboration with the Elgin Police Department. Attendees will have the chance to watch a documentary that highlights the urgent need for autism training among first responders. Again, it's November 16th at Judson University's Herrick Chapel. On Tuesday, starting at 6:30 p.m. at the Gail Borden Public Library, author and historian Tom Holbrook will be on hand to talk about Bozo the Clown. The renowned author and historian will be talking about items from his Bozeum collection. Elgin Community College gearing up for its second annual Apprenticeship Expo, set to unfold on November 21st from 9 a.m. until noon. The event is pivotal for those exploring apprenticeships and will take place at the University Business Center in Building E at 1700 Spartan Drive. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Kernan.
My phone.
Hear that? It's the sound of a skater dropping her phone and smashing it on the ice. Yep, it's definitely broken. But at Verizon, we got you. This holiday, trade in any phone, any condition from one of our top brands and get a new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus on Unlimited Ultimate and Watch 7 and Tab S9 FE 5G. That's over $1,800 in value. So you'll save big on 3 great gifts. Only at Verizon. Service plan required for watch and tablet. Over $1,800 value based on phone, watch, and tablet. Trade in and additional terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
Imagine your team always looking and feeling their best in high-performance technical workwear. Cintas can make it happen. They have garments for almost every job imaginable. And with the Cintas Workwear program, you get freshly laundered garments delivered every week for everyone on your team. Great garments without the bother of laundry. That's a real perk for employees. Find out how Cintas can boost team image and morale. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
At Knuckleheads Trampoline and Indoor Amusement Park in Wisconsin Dells, you're in for a fun-packed family experience. There's a bit of something for everyone to enjoy, whether you're a kid or a kid at heart. A trampoline park, full arcade, cosmic bowling lanes, and many amusement rides located in their 80,000 square foot indoor entertainment facility. A great attraction for team building activities or just plain fun. Open daily at the outlets at the Dells Complex in Wisconsin Dells. Contact Knuckleheads at 608-254-7332 or visit their website at knuckleheadspark.com.
Dine out with family and friends at Nick's Pizza in Elgin or Crystal Lake. Nick serves up award-winning thin crust and Chicago-style pizza. Eat in or carry out. In addition to Nick's fabulous pizza, let Nick's cater your events with pizza, pasta, Italian beef, and other delicious offerings. Their big banquet rooms can accommodate all your event needs. So, for great pizza in a Northwoods, cabin-style atmosphere, bring family and friends to Nick's. Visit nickspizzapub.com.
This is WRMN News.
I'm Marky B reporting. Wheeling police said a person of interest is in custody now in the fatal shooting of a 24-year-old Hampshire man at a Wheeling bar early Sunday. Police said Jacob Taylor was shot following an altercation just after 2 a.m. Sunday at the Social Bar and Grill at 401 East Dundee Road. Wheeling Deputy Chief Al Steffen said investigators are interviewing witnesses and patrons to independently corroborate the events leading up to the shooting. Taylor was transported to Advocate Lutheran General Hospital in Park Ridge, where he was pronounced dead. Elk Grove Village Police said Monday they've identified several persons of interest in the shooting of a man outside a home early Sunday. However, no one is in custody yet, said Deputy Chief Scott Einenmenger. Einenmenger said videos retrieved from doorbell cameras on the 500 block of Dogwood Trail, along with license plate reading cameras and other cameras, have proved invaluable in helping police identify the persons of interest. Investigators have also identified a dark-colored sedan that may have been involved in the shooting. And Elgin's general property tax levy is expected to stay flat for an 11th consecutive year, but residents could pay more for water and sewer services in 2025 to fund infrastructure improvements. Elgin City Manager Rick Kozel presented an overview of the proposed 2025 budget and a 3-year financial plan to Elgin City Council members last Wednesday. Let's talk more about that in the 8 o'clock hour on Tuesday morning during the first shift, as Rick Kozel will be my guest. I'm Mark Bialek, and this is the Talk of the Town.
Rain is expected Wednesday. Temperatures in the 50s for the Chicago area. Monday will be windy with gusts as high as 25 miles per hour. And temperatures will fall after a cold front in the afternoon, the Weather Service has said. Produced in Studio 14 by the River Media Network.
From morning coffee to your evening commute, WRMN 1410 AM is here for you, the faithful friend that brings you local news, timely topics, and the friendliest voices in the Valley. Stay informed, entertained, and engaged with our full lineup of shows, streaming all day, every day at WRMN1410.com or on the WRMN app. Wherever you are, we're right there with you. So why switch stations? Stick with the one that has it all. WRMN 1410 AM, your daily companion, your constant conversation.
What makes a great pizza restaurant? The obvious answer, great pizza. A local favorite since 1983, Pizza Pub Wisconsin Dells has been serving up the best pizza in the Dells. Year after year after year. Not hungry for pizza? Try the homemade lasagna, chicken parmesan, burgers, salads, and an extensive kids menu. Or take a trip or two to the all-you-care-to-eat lunch buffet. Pizza Pub, walking distance to water parks and hotels in Wisconsin Dells.
Welcome to WRMN. This is a political talk show. Thank you very much for joining with us today to talk politics. This is your political show across the entire spectrum. We welcome all political views as long as it is good faith towards the advancement of course, the America that we all love. This is WRMN 1410 AM and WRMN1410.com. Happy Veterans Day to everyone who is out there. My name is Dennis Sonar Green. I will be joined in the next 2 hours with executive producer extraordinaire Ben Demonium Boquist. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely, man. Pleasure to be here. Happy Veterans Day.
Oh, thank you.
Served.
Happy Veterans Day to you too. Appreciate that. It is a day of remembrance and a day of, for me, to recheck why I joined, why I did it. You get a lot of people that say thank you for your sacrifice, thank you for the things that you've done. We appreciate your service, things like that, and I appreciate it absolutely. Being appreciated is appreciated. I mean, we have to be thankful for everything. And it gives me a time to reflect on why I did it and what I actually did. It's you don't get to brag, you don't get to flex most days about that. I'm not angry guy shaking at my fist at a McDonald's employee. Is like, I'm a veteran. You need to get this a little bit better and faster, don't you know? But you still got to look at the sacrifice that veterans put together just as signing up and making that oath. So in the second hour, we're going to talk about the oath of enlistment across all the branches. What does it mean? How has it been? They word it slightly different, but we're going over each of the promises that are in that oath of office. Ben and I love the amendments, 14th Amendment being one of them. And people should not be able to hold office or be a part of the amazing American experiment if they have given an oath and have broken it. So we want to make sure that we stick with our oath, the people that gave it out there. And that's why you think a veteran is the sacrifice that oath, I guess, required. Mm-hmm. So we're going to go over that. But, of course, it's Monetary Monday. So Ben and I have put together a snapshot. The number one reason why people voted for Donald Trump in this election was economic side. That was what most people put above everything else. And, yeah, there was obviously some one-off people
space,
there.
Yeah, Buzz Aldrin was space.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people were space, I guess.
Were space
community. Yeah.
That's true. And the newest force, Space Force, you as well. I haven't met a Space Force veteran yet, but, you know, they're out there. I know they are.
Cool. All for it.
So to you guys as well, welcome to the club. So what we're going to do, Ben, is we're going to walk down as many of what I like to refer to as the dirty dozen of monetary, I guess, check marks or things that you should be checking to see if the economy's healthy, right? How, like, it's not just temperature, like your mom just doesn't hold the back of her hand up to your forehead and go, oh, okay, temperature is hot. There's also like, okay, like the COVID swab is a test, reactions are tests, blood tests. Like you don't just, the doctor doesn't just look at you and go, you know what, you look to be the right color. I'll see you next week.
Metrics, data,
right?
Hard data.
Yeah. Oh, like you don't have just the sniffles or whatever it is.
But think of the first thermometer made with mercury.
Yeah, a substance that really is not good for us.
No.
Why? I don't know why we put that anywhere near our mouth.
Yeah, but I mean, just thinking about that's what it took, to get the first temperature out there.
It's true. For the longest time, we didn't even believe in germs. Did you know that baseball is older than our comprehension of like the atom and germs.
Makes
and
a lot of sense. Yeah.
And I used to do a segment on the SBN station that was called "Baseball is Older Than," and like baseball's older than like the picture of the moon, the first picture of the moon.
Oh, for sure. Baseball's older than a lot of stuff, and yeah, the hadrons didn't collide themselves, bro.
It's true. But so that's the metric that we're going to do over here. We've got a couple of them. Obviously GDP, because I mean it's the economy is what we're looking at. Unemployment rate, inflation rate, federal funds rate, labor force participation. I always have trouble with that. Participation, right? Is how that word goes?
Yeah.
I always have trouble with that one. I always prefer teamwork. Housing market, the median home prices for that. Consumer confidence index, how we feel about the economy. Trade balance, government debt to GDP. Productivity growth, industrial production index, and retail sales. We'll try to get through as many of them as we can. This is a snapshot. If we do got to bleed over a little bit until to tomorrow or throughout the week, but this is what we're going to also focus on Monetary Mondays. Each one of these things is a piece of the economy that we all understand, but we don't necessarily know what it's called. And that, I think, is essence of what a political talk show is about, is we all understand these things. I mean, we live in the world. I'm not telling you anything different. Ben and I aren't coming in here and going, this is what a sandwich is. You take 2 pieces of bread and you like, we all know what a sandwich is.
Hot dog, hot dog sandwich.
Exactly. So now we can get into the debate of is a hot dog a sandwich, right?
Oh, yeah.
But if I don't know what a sandwich is, then there's no way for us to have that conversation. So honestly, it's Ben and I put this show on so that you all are more informed about everything. And that way you can inform us about things we're missing. Oh, you're right. I never saw that the 2 pieces of bread. But Ben, does that make a falafel a sandwich or a pita a sandwich?
Yeah, right.
And at what point does it if like a taco gets too soggy and the bottom falls out in the middle, is it now a sandwich?
Chalupan, gorditas.
But I can't talk about gross domestic product and the GDP. Well, you don't understand the debt to GDP ratio is and you're like GDP. Oh, okay, I know that's a number or an acronym or okay. Is it an agency, the GDP? You're right. The GDP needs to be regulated. Like,
I heard it was gross.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See,
puns. Real puns.
that joke. Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Real puns.
So, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to jump right into gross domestic product. Gross domestic product measures the total economic output of a country, encompassing the value of all the goods and services produced. It is a primary indicator overall economic health and growth, and it influences the economic policy, investment, and job creation. Now, in the snapshot, Ben, what are we looking at as far as where GDP is sitting at right now?
Well, yeah, in Q3 2024, the U.S. experienced a 2.8% annualized GDP growth rate, slightly down from the previous quarter, 3%. This moderate growth is fueled by consumer spending and steady investment, indicating resilience in key economic sectors despite high interest rates and inflationary pressures. Globally, the U.S. GDP growth rate is competitive with other advanced economies in the Eurozone, 2.5% on the whole, but lags behind high-growth countries like India at 6%, China at 4.5%. The U.S. GDP, valued at approximately 26.9 trillion, remains the highest globally.
So China and India have risen because of their manufacturing. I mean, because that is what GDP is, goods and services produced, things that are made and sent out for it. Now, you had said in that metric, we're sitting at a 2.8 annualized growth for Q3, and it's slightly under what we had last quarter.
Yeah, it was at 3%.
Okay. This trend, I think, has been at this point anyway. This is why the Fed has kind of started to cool down the rates.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what we got. The next one is unemployment rate. The unemployment rate represents the percentage of the labor force that is jobless yet actively seeking employment. This metric reflects the economy's capacity to create jobs and maintain employment, essential for consumer confidence and economic stability. So if we don't feel like there are jobs being created and we don't feel like there is growth, then we all start to do this down spiral. Everybody complains about inflation, but we also have deflation, which is a recession, which goes into a depression and everything else. So we understand that the wages are there. And if you think that the wages are, or the, if you think that the prices are going to go down, you're wrong. They don't. They might, like day to day might go down, but overall prices don't go down. That's what inflation is. Same thing with the unemployment rate. But the unemployment rate isn't just total population and everybody who's employed. It's everybody who is seeking employment. Either have employment, which you seek to keep every day by showing up and doing it, or you are looking for a job and therefore reporting to the government, hey, yeah, I am looking for a job. And essentially it is that unemployment rate, not necessarily how many people overall in the United States are working. We'll get into that number before. So go ahead and give us that snapshot, Ben.
All right. So as of October 2024, the U.S. unemployment rate stands at 3.9%, a slight increase from the 3.7% rate at the year's start. This marginal rise suggests a cooling labor market, which can reduce inflationary pressures, but also indicates cautious hiring amid economic adjustments. Comparatively, the U.S. unemployment rate remains lower than the Eurozone's average of 6.5%. Also highlighting Japan at 2.6%. So across the world, pretty standard, I think.
Yeah,
3.9%.
And this is what the Fed wanted as well. It wanted the inflation to stay steady at around, I think, 2.5. Around there is where they wanted it.
Isn't like under 5% good for unemployment?
As far as unemployment, yes. 5% is pretty good. We have been
like the marker. Low watermark.
The really good stuff is what we've had before, where it was like 2.5. That means everybody had a job. Now, for me, I believe that is more of like we've got so many jobs. Why don't you have 3 of them?
Yeah, that's
like,
how I feel too.
I've got a bunch. Yeah, we've got jobs. Yeah, we've all got jobs. I've got 3 of them. Which one do you do you want? But what the Fed really wants it to be is around that 4. Bad for us, good for just the economy, but that just means that there's 4 to 5% of people out there that don't have work, and we're trying to get them filled. So, but that's the driver. You got to have a want on the labor force too, so that the labor force wants to work. If we have lower the way that it works is if we have lower unemployment rate, the workers have more leverage, and therefore the Fed doesn't like that. So I don't know. I'm not Jerome Powell or anybody like that, but there are other people on my list of people that I'm not so sure about in the government right now, and he's definitely up there, but I'll tell you, Garland. Ooh, Garland. I'm going to be 60 screaming about that guy. Yeah. Anyway.
Do you know where they grabbed this number from? Is it from specifically welfare?
These are usually given to us by
unemployment offices.
Yes. This is the Wall Street Journal gave us this one, and also Rutgers. the U.S. economic growth extension, and this is from the end of October.
I just meant specifically like the unemployment rate. What is that actually demonstrating? Is that the people who sign up for unemployment specifically?
No, it's everybody who says that they are working, but they get a lot of that information from there. There's also surveys that go out for people that are
I thought it was tied directly to filing for unemployment.
Not directly. It takes a big number of that, but there are also the freelance side of things, and then there are also the rates of. Let me see if I can remember the statistic on it. It is the rate of people who are actively looking, and it's not the people that are necessarily getting the benefits. It is still the people who are reporting that they're still looking in case that they want to get back on benefits or things like that continue to report. I think it's also industry based, where they actually go to employers and like those job payday or day laborer side of it too. So it's a few of them. I will add it to the list of where they get those numbers from. But for the most part, I think it does come from the. I don't think it comes from the Fed. I think it comes directly from not Health and Human Services. I'd have to look from it. Good question, buddy.
State.
Thank you.
I was always a stumper.
Thank you. I'll look up that question that's there. So let's look at the inflation rate next before we go to break. The Consumer Price Index tracks the average change in prices for a standard basket of goods and services. This is that grocery one that we were talking about, indicating the inflation or deflation. It's critical for assessing the cost of living and purchasing power. So the current metric of the inflation is what, like 2.2? Go ahead, Ben.
Yeah, in 2024, the U.S. CPI inflation rate stands at 2.2% year over year as of October, down significantly from earlier highs. The decrease reflects successful efforts by the Federal Reserve to control inflation through interest rate hikes, bringing inflation closer to the 2% target. Comparatively, U.S. inflation aligns with the Eurozone's 2.1%, but is higher than Japan's 1.5%. Keeping inflation in check remains crucial for maintaining affordability and stabilizing consumer confidence. You've heard that a big focus.
Mm-hmm. Consumer confidence is absolutely a thing. And if inflation goes up too fast and that cost of goods goes up, the consumer price index goes up, everyone starts to pull their money back. We talked about how the economy is like a river or water flow that moves, and you can drain up if there is no flow. So you have to have the movement. I mean, that's what happened in 2008. Everybody all of a sudden pulled everything back in, and nobody was doing anything. Now, it wasn't like the pandemic where nobody was spending anything. People were still buying things online or a couple other places. Services and things were getting a little bit more expensive. But in 2008, everybody was just like, oh my gosh, my money is all I have. I just realized that my house is all I've got all of my stuff in. And what am I worth? How is it going every dollar? So there was panic within the market. And it wasn't until people started spending again that we really got it kickstarted back up. So seeing this, us being at 2.2 and Japan being at 1.5, or the Eurozone being at, because of Brexit. Is that why we have to call it the Eurozone?
Yeah,
now?
the Eurozone, yes.
We can't call it the European Union anymore because of Brexit. 2.1% in that side. That tells me that that's why they kept saying, well, we brought inflation down faster than anybody else. they don't continue to say that we have the lowest inflation.
Yeah.
They now say we brought it down slower than everyone, or we brought it down faster than everybody else. So they can no longer say that they have that slower.
Do you remember the recent highs of inflation? What were they?
The 4.2, I think, was the high. I think on the average for the year, it was closer to that like 3 mark or so. But yeah, it was 4 something where it was
a big bump. I remember that time. It was in the news incessantly.
Well, and it was 4 something for like a few months. Like, was the other side of it is like inflationary is okay if it's spread across some time. Like, we don't realize, yeah, you might grumble after like a year or two of looking like, oh, my Apple Jacks, they cost like 15 more cents. I remember back when, like, you get to have your grumpy old man movement, but the issue is that it was large for so long of a inflationary bubble, and that honestly was the meme that I saw everywhere was let's flatten that curve. Like, that's the one that's getting out there. And yeah, it was spending on all accounts. And honestly, if you want to know where our money is honestly going, it's not the spending that's now, it's the spending that we've done for the past, I don't know, let's say 40 years. That's what we're paying for. You want to know why it's so expensive and the government is upside down and everything? It's the debt.
Yes.
When we get to the debt to GDP ratio, my goodness, when we break all of that down the line, yeah, it's all the stuff we've put on credit cards for the last 40 years.
It works like that, like at the micro and macro level.
Yeah, eventually you have to start paying this stuff back, and that's really what it is. That may be the new meme that I make is a picture of Reagan and be like, yeah, I'm the grandkid that's paying this all off.
Right. What's the place in Game of Thrones where that's like the bank Essos or something? Like,
I don't know.
They're one bank, it's like the place where all the banks are, whatever. The final say in the economic whatever driver of the show. Like, yeah.
But that's really where we're sitting at. If you want to join us in some of this conversation, we only got to about 3 of it. This is what I call the Dirty Dozen. I'm going to actually get this printed out, Ben. I think this is something that we should put out on the world so that we've got a snapshot of what it is. And it's not the gloom and doom, and it's not just to sit here and lecture you about what these things are. Is we want to get a snapshot right now, because I'm tired of presidents claiming that they do things when they don't do things, and they haven't done things or does things. Same thing with Joe Biden and everybody else.
Meanwhile, we just owe bravos.
Yeah, let's know what we've got. We'll post this on, and then when everybody turns around and says, that's why I voted for the guy was the economics, we can compare it in a year and see what it looks like. A political talk show, WRMN1410.com if you're interested.
Police said a person of interest is in custody now in the fatal shooting of a 24-year-old Hampshire man at a Wheeling bar early Sunday. Police said Jacob Taylor was shot following an altercation just after 2 a.m. Sunday at the Social Bar and Grill at 401 East Dundee Road. Wheeling Deputy Chief Al Steffen said investigators are interviewing witnesses and patrons to independently corroborate the events leading up to the shooting. Taylor was transported to Advocate Lutheran General Hospital in Park Ridge, where he was pronounced dead. Elk Grove Village Police said Monday they've identified several persons of interest in the shooting of a man outside a home early Sunday. However, no one is in custody yet, said Deputy Chief Scott Einenmenger. Einenmenger said videos retrieved from doorbell cameras on the 500 block of Dogwood Trail, along with license plate reading cameras and other cameras, have proved invaluable in helping police identify the persons of interest. Investigators have also identified a dark-colored sedan that may have been involved in the shooting. And Elgin's general property tax levy is expected to stay flat for an 11th consecutive year, but residents could pay more for water and sewer services in 2025 to fund infrastructure improvements. Elgin City Manager Rick Kozel presented an overview of the proposed 2025 budget and a 3-year financial plan to Elgin City Council members last Wednesday. Let's talk more about that in the 8 o'clock hour on Tuesday morning during the first shift, as Rick Kozel will be my guest. I'm Mark Bialek, and this is the Talk of the Town.
Rain is expected Wednesday. Temperatures in the 50s for the Chicago area. Monday will be windy with gusts as high as 25 miles per hour, and temperatures will fall after a cold front in the afternoon, the Weather Service has said. Produced in Studio 14 by the River Media Network.
Be sure to catch the first shift weekday mornings from 6 to 10 a.m. for important information like fire tips from Elgin Fire Chief Rob Sagan.
The thing in the winter that we're more concerned with is carbon monoxide, because that we don't get in the summer. That carbon monoxide issues occur because of heating equipment. Anything that burns natural gas, if it is faulty, can generate high levels of carbon monoxide, which in time can be fatal. So I can't emphasize enough the importance of having carbon monoxide detectors in your home. Every single year you will see somewhere in the country, and usually we'll get 1 or 2 in the Chicagoland area, where you'll see multiple fatalities in one home. You can't smell carbon monoxide, you can't taste carbon monoxide, you have no idea it's happening. And so it's critically important that you have the right detectors in your home.
It's the first shift weekday mornings at 6 a.m. with me, Marky B, right here on WRMN.
Looking to stay informed on the political issues that truly matter? I'm Dennis Sonar Green, inviting you to join me every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m. on WRMN for A Political Talk Show. WRMN, the talk of the town, is where you'll find clear, balanced analysis of the day's biggest news. We dig into the headlines, cutting through the noise to deliver the facts and insights you need to stay informed. Whether you're deeply into politics or just want to understand what's going on, this show offers the depth and perspectives that matter. Tune in every weekday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on WRMN and be part of the conversation that's shaping our community. Let's navigate today's political landscape together on A Political Talk Show, only on WRMN, the talk of the town. Welcome back to A Political Talk Show right here on WRMN. That's WRMN 1410 AM and WRMN1410.com. Happy Veterans Day out there to everyone. Join us in the second hour when we go over the oath of enlistment that me and a bunch of other veterans had to recite and promise to the United States. This is what the day is all about, is about the veterans, about the ones that got to come back and help rebuild America, be part of America, the ones that didn't make the ultimate sacrifice, but still made those sacrifices. And we want to honor them as well. And why did they do what they did? Well, they made an oath. They took an oath of office, essentially, and it was an oath of the enlistment. And we're going to talk about the comparisons of all the different verbiage that's in there with it. There are a couple core concepts of the oath, and each branch kind of says it themselves in the way that is their way to say it. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. A lot of it's Constitution. A lot of it is supporting and defending America, obeying orders, things like that. But until then, let's talk a little bit and continue going over Monetary Mondays. We wanted to take a snapshot my executive producer, Ben Demonium Boquest, who's sitting with me right now, wanted us to put together a snapshot of the economy and where it's sitting at right now. The economy was one of the biggest voting issues that we have ever seen, and people like to believe that Republicans can do it better. So what we are going to do is take this snapshot now and also look at the trends, because it's not like they live in a bubble where all of a sudden they get to immediately put their policies in, flip a switch, and get everything moving from there. So we'll look a little bit about some of those trends, both in the United States and globally. So stick around. This is the snapshot for it. If there is one of these that is interesting for you, let us know. info@WRMN1410.com, and we'll make sure that we highlight one of these for the Monetary Mondays that we've got here in the future. Not everything has to deal with elections and candidates and things like that.
Thankfully not. Campaign season's over.
Hooray,
Election
hooray.
season is over.
Like, I don't like the hangover afterwards. I want to jump right back into to politics, and everybody else goes, politics.
I tried to coax Elliot into feeling a sense of relief that it was all over in a little while, but it didn't take. Take right away. Maybe we'll try again next week.
That doom scrolling will get almost anybody with this nowadays, is really what's happening. And whatever echo chamber you live in, congratulations, or I'm sorry for you. Whichever echo chamber you live in, those are the messages for those. If you want to get serious about politics and what's going on in your world, Apolitical Talk Show is the way to go for that. There's many independents. Your only follow?
It's my only follow.
Oh, my goodness. Well, then talk about echo chamber. That's a full reverse right there, buddy.
Yeah.
Anyway, federal funds rate is number 4 on our list of the dirty dozen that we need to know when we check up on the health of our economy. The federal funds rate is the interest rate at which banks lend to each other overnight, a key monetary policy tool used by the Federal Reserve to influence inflation, borrowing costs, and economic growth. Current metric for the federal funds rate right now is that 4.75 to 5 range, following the recent cut. So we're sitting everything right there. The trends, go ahead and talk a little bit about that. I've only got it listed out as weird numbers all over the place. What do you got, buddy?
So basically in 2024, as you mentioned, the Fed Reserve maintains a rate within 4.75 to 5% range after the recent 0.5% cut in September, and which we talked about they would be adding 0.5 per quarter about that. We had a story about that a couple of weeks ago. Goes on to say this cautious approach reflects the Fed's strategy to balance growth while curbing inflation. So higher U.S. rates compared to the Eurozone's 3.75 and Japan's 0.1 reflects the Fed's more aggressive approach to inflation control.
Yeah, Japan's definitely sending money out into the world. My goodness.
What's going on there?
Well, you know what? That could be why some of this other stuff in the boost that we've been talking about is that 1.5 inflation. Now, they're not going to get that for long.